Last question. I'm going to set it up one more time with two quotations. Quotation one, Michael Behe. The strength of intelligent design derives mainly from the workaday progress of science. The cell is not getting any simpler, it is getting much more complex. Progress in 20th century science has led us to the design hypothesis. I expect progress in the 21st century to confirm and extend it. Close quote. Here's quotation number two from a colleague of many of you, mathematician David Berlinski. The theory of evolution is unique among scientific instruments in being cherished not for what it contains, but for what it lacks. There are in Darwin's scheme no special creation, no divine guidance or transcendental forces. Darwin, the Oxford biologist Richard Dawkins has remarked with evident gratitude, Berlinski continues, made it possible to be an intellectually fulfilled atheist. No doubt, David Berlinski concludes, the theory of evolution will continue to play the singular role in the life of our secular culture that it has always played. Close quote. It's not a question of the science. What you're up against is a world view. And Michael very cheerfully says, no. Science is science, they'll come around. In this century, the hypothesis of design will be extended and confirmed. And Berlinski says, oh, you silly boy. What do you think? Tell, who's more likely right, the optimist or David Berlinski?
I'm not a prophet. But I'll tell you what Dawkins has done for me. He's made it possible to be an intellectually fulfilled Christian.
Stephen?
Well, I love what Mike said about the way the hypothesis of intelligent design is being confirmed and extended by 21st century science. We're seeing that in with many important experimental results and new discoveries. For example, a few years ago, the discovery that only a certain portion of the DNA codes for proteins and the rest doesn't led many neo-Darwinists to develop the concept of junk DNA.
Yes.
The 97% that doesn't code for proteins, they said, is
Useless.
just the leftover,
Right.
the flopsome and gypsum of the random trial and error process of natural selection and random mutation. Several of our leading ID proponents in the 1990s and early 2000s said, well, we agree that there should be some evidence of those random mutations accumulating, but not 97%. So we're going to predict, based on our theory, that those non-coding regions of the DNA aren't junk DNA, but rather they are importantly functional. And that prediction has now been confirmed by the ENCODE project and a number of other interesting developments in bioinformatics. And we now know that the non-coding regions of the DNA are functioning roughly like an operating system in a computer. They're controlling the timing and expression of the coding files. And so we actually, this is a prediction that was made by proponents of intelligent design that's been confirmed by new discoveries.
Mike,
I didn't answer your question. Am I an optimist? Actually, I am. Not a biologist, but reading the stuff from the so-called third wave of biology really does make me quite an optimist that there will be an intellectual breakthrough. There was a meeting at the Royal Society.
Under the weight of accumulating scientific work.
Under the weight of evidence.
Yes.
It's a very heavy ship, but it's beginning to turn, I think. And there was evidence at the Royal Society meeting just a couple
John's referring to a meeting
ago.
in 2016 that was convened by members of the Royal Society and evolutionary biologists who doubt the standard neo-Darwinian model and who are saying we need a new theory of evolution, and they called the meeting to explore new evolutionary mechanisms that could either replace or supplement natural selection because of its lack of creative power.
I said that was